Hello, everyone. Before I begin my story, I ask that you subscribe to my channel, like, and comment. Now, let me tell you about something that happened to me recently. My current husband decided to buy a $1 million mansion, relying on the life insurance money from my deceased former husband. But his plans didn't stop there. Realizing this, my heart turned cold instantly, and I resolved not to show him any mercy. So, if I oppose, we'll get a divorce. Please, wait a moment. Then I pulled out an envelope from my drawer and took out the divorce papers, placing them in front of my husband. There you go. I've already signed it, so I just need your signature. Seeing the divorce papers, my husband froze in silence. He had always been aware of my desk, but probably never anticipated that I would pull out already signed and stamped divorce papers from its drawer. But this is just the beginning. Thinking about the intense revenge I'm about to unleash and his likely reaction, I can't help but feel a bit excited. My name is Alice Jackson, soon to be 55, and I work at a general trading company. I've loved French and been good at it since my middle school days. In college, I worked hard at part-time jobs to save money and enjoyed traveling abroad with close friends. I married one of those travel companions when I was 23. However, my husband at the time was struck by a drunk driver shortly after we returned from our honeymoon and passed away, leaving me behind. For several months after losing my beloved husband, I felt alone in the company cafeteria. Do you eat here? Not only for lunch, but for breakfast and dinner too. Yes, I'm alone when I go home. Oliver listened attentively to my stories, nodding for hours at times. We began by talking in the cafeteria, but over time we chatted in cafes and parks, and before I knew it, I had fallen for him. At 26, I accepted his proposal, and we remarried. I haven't forgotten my previous husband. The memories from our trips and the precious time we spent together still support me. And I haven't neglected our daughter. We could have enjoyed our free time together. However, since Anna started elementary school, our relationship hasn't been the best. Oliver doesn't like traveling, which I love very much, so we only went on one family trip. Another family trip. I don't like traveling, so I don't want to go as a family anymore. If my mother joins, it would be filial. So I'd consider traveling with a mother-in-law who loves to harass her daughter-in-law. As a result, I rarely had the chance to impose his self-created ideals on our daughter. His favorite word was the best. Our daughter will go from a public high school to a national university. I want her to get the best education without spending a lot of money. Isn't that right, Mom? True. But since she has inherited Julia's genes, it might be difficult. But if she takes after Oliver, couldn't she attend a nearby national university? Also, after graduating from a national university, I want her to work for a top-tier company, just as Julia was able to do without complaint. In her third year of high school, Anna still had good grades. Judging by her mock exam results, it seemed possible for her to pass the entrance exam to the nearest national university and commute from home. Oliver was pleased with this. However, she had her own dreams. Since junior high, Anna had been fascinated by the profession of a designer. In high school, she researched potential workplaces online and consulted her school's career counselor. She decided on several universities. Graduating from a national university and then working for a big company and eventually marrying a well-paid senior employee is the best choice. Exactly. And a girl dreaming of a designer job and aiming for some university with a name no one in our neighborhood knows isn't smart enough. Even if Dad and Grandma deny my dreams, my life is mine to decide. Listen, Anna, only a handful of people can make a living as designers. You certainly can. I didn't raise you to pursue such a career. I couldn't stay to stand my ground. There are two parents. So doesn't that mean my opinion isn't wasted either? You always have to have the last word, don't you? I'm done talking to you. Today, Mom and I are going out for dinner. Whenever our arguments put him at a disadvantage, my husband would always go out to eat with his mother. I have a job that I want to dedicate my life to, and I found universities and departments that can provide the education I need to pursue that job. My husband, with his outdated thinking, keeps his perspective. He was probably not pleased that his wife and daughter wouldn't just do as he said. A deep rift had formed between the couple, and eventually the husband spoke up. "If you don't take the entrance exam for the local national university, I will abandon you. From tomorrow, a daughter who can't follow her father's instructions might as well not be in my sight. I will allow you to go to the university of your choice. But in return, Alice, I will have to put up with Martha." She joined a highly regarded design firm right after graduating from college. It's been 3 years since then, and now Martha is happily working as a freelance designer. Last year, she rented a place near our house that serves as both a workspace and a residence. Although she generally lives alone, sometimes visiting her parents' house. It seems tough when she has to work all night, but I am genuinely proud of Martha, always smiling and working hard. However, my husband still does not approve of her having so much work and working hard. But it seems I was too hopeful. Additionally, now he is taking it out on me, who supported Martha during her career choice in high school. "Not only do you spoil our daughter, but your cooking tastes bad, and you neglect the cleaning. I really married the worst woman," he complains almost every day. We both work, so it's natural for him to help with household chores as well. This is his true nature, in everything. If things don't go as he wishes, he continues to complain endlessly. I was excited about a significant decision. It was an attractive proposal to me. A few days later, my husband made a shocking statement. "I have decided to buy Martha a $1 million mansion." She quit her job and now works as a freelancer, living in a cheap rental around here. It's better for her to live in a luxurious and spacious house with us. We even have a room for her work. No matter what, Martha is our precious only daughter. I've already arranged everything with the real estate agent. Is my husband going crazy? There were so many things to say, but I wasn't sure where to start. My mother is getting older and struggles with household chores. I was delighted thinking that if you and Martha were there, she wouldn't have to worry, even if she recovered someday. Wait a moment. I have something for you. I took an envelope from my drawer and pulled out a divorce certificate from it, placing it in front of my husband. Here it is. I've already signed it, so I just need to. I couldn't let them be used for such things. My husband, who lightly mentioned divorce, was now shocked to see the actual divorce certificate before him. To my speechless husband, I conveyed my long-standing feelings. You never understand that both your wife and your daughter have their feelings and circumstances. I'm tired of living under your complaints and sarcastic comments, both yours and your mother's. I have been determined to divorce for a long time. It was just difficult to find the right time, but now it is. Mediated divorce apparently takes an average of 3 mediations and over 6 months from application to divorce decision. That's what I'm hoping for. My husband exploded. I was just joking about the divorce. What are you thinking pulling out a divorce certificate? Well, I have thought about many things. If you refuse to sign, I will explain the procedure to you. First, I will file for mediation in family court. Then we will both receive a summons from family court. We both will have to attend the same. I think divorcing was the right decision. It may sound inappropriate, but I want to congratulate you on the divorce. That night, Martha and I discussed our next steps for further revenge against Richard. About 10 days later, on a day off, Martha and I visited Richard's house. Or should I say, my ex-husband's house. The place that had been my home just 10 days ago now felt like that of a stranger. I felt no attachment to it. As soon as the doorbell rang, my ex-husband appeared. "What's wrong with you two?" Coming here? Finally realized your mistakes. I'm glad you did. But he looked curious to see us carrying large bags. Why are you both carrying such big bags? We both carried bulging bags, but made sure the contents were not visible by tying them tightly. I pulled a stack of bills out of one bag to show my ex-husband. They were 100 real $100 bills. Martha and I discussed it. You want that $1 million mansion, right? The life insurance money from my previous husband is $500,000. It's not appropriate here with all the mess everywhere. My ex-husband had always been bad at cleaning and organization. Without me to keep things in order, he must be struggling. The idea made me want to burst out laughing, but of course I restrained myself. Martha and I sat in front of the safe and began to transfer the contents. My suitcases were ready, however. The bundle of $10,000 bills I showed to my ex-husband was returned to my bag. Martha and I walked towards her workplace, which was also a residence. On the way, she reached out with her right hand towards my new home. Hey, did you two dump trash in my safe? Where's the $500,000? You didn't notice until now, did you? Don't you remember exactly what I said that day? Exactly. You've always been bad at understanding what Martha and I say. I can reproduce exactly what I said this time. I've practiced many times. Listen carefully. Martha and I discussed it. You want that $1 million mansion, right? The insurance money from my previous husband is $500,000. We don't want to do this at the entrance, so can we go to the safe to see the contents of the bags that day? We would have shown him immediately, but he never tried to verify the truth. He's always been the type to think of things that are convenient for him. And you don't like it when Martha and I act on our own, right? You'd prefer if your wife and daughter just followed your orders and household chores, right? That's your ideal, but reality is different. Both Martha and I will walk the path we want at our own pace. After transferring the money abroad for a while, it was a very attractive offer, so I decided to accept it. I've always loved French and traveling abroad. There was some hesitation, but when you mentioned the divorce, I made up my mind. This job transfer opportunity came just when I was grappling with various concerns and uncertainties. I had wanted to work in a trading company ever since college because I dreamt of living abroad. Now, not only is my dream coming true, but I'm also free from my ex-husband and his mother. Isn't he thinking about living with all 3 generations together? He always speaks with such unrealistic optimism. Who knows? You can ask her directly during the call tomorrow. Although I didn't tell my ex-husband, I had a slight idea of what Martha wanted to say. I fell asleep with a smile, imagining his reaction to what she'd tell him, and then the next morning happened. I didn't want to see or hear from my ex-husband first thing in the morning, but due to the time difference, it couldn't be helped. I sat at my workspace and home near our old house, because Mom was living there. I wanted to protect her from your verbal abuse and Grandma's mistreatment. Really, Martha, I had no idea. After Mom's divorce and transfer freed her, I decided to move away from home, so I probably won't see you again. Please don't try to find me after this call. Upon hearing this, my ex-husband desperately responded, and don't say that, Martha. He sounded much weaker than I'd anticipated. Perhaps it's truly painful to see both your explained our reasons for the divorce to my colleagues and relatives, and also asked me not to tell you or my mother-in-law where she's staying. Please take care of your mother till the end, after confirming that Martha ended the call. I hung up. My ex-husband kept apologizing. I understand it's my fault. Please let me apologize in person. Just tell me when and where. But neither Martha nor I paid him any heed. Though Martha and I live across the ocean, various communication tools allow us to freely share Woonificant Dad. I wonder if he's going to live with Grandma. Who knows, being a devoted son, he might sell either his or Grandma's house and live together with her. It's none of my business anymore, though. Right, they've always been close and they can't rely on anyone else. So they probably will figure things out, just the two of them, contrary to my husband. I've been enjoying my time in France working with new inspirations daily. I'm surrounded by people from various countries making every day a newfound sense of freedom. And hey, Martha, why don't we match our holidays and go on a trip? Someday, let's do it. I want a life is long and I believe there will be many twists and turns ahead, just like before, but no matter what comes my way, I feel confident that I can overcome it, using my wisdom and ingenuity, both my professional and personally. Life are about to get even more interesting. I'm sure of it.